Hey, folks, and welcome back to the Doctor's Advice, the podcast where we tackle the cybersecurity challenges facing today's CISOs. Here's Dr. B, your host. I want to talk to you about the state of cybersecurity 2024 and beyond. The survey performed by ISACA, they published this nifty PDF with great visuals that provide insights on the state of cybersecurity. It was a global survey. They surveyed more than 1,800 cybersecurity professionals. They examined the state of cybersecurity in 2024 and beyond, from skill gaps in hiring plans to threats to budget. So a few highlights that I want to discuss with you here today are that, for example, cybersecurity professionals are stressed. 66% of respondents say that their role today is more stressful now than it was 5 years ago. Some of the reasons are threat landscape is increasingly complex. That's about 81% felt that way. And 5 years ago and now we have several things going on with the pandemic that put the migration to the cloud environment in hyperspeed. So definitely complexity is something that have increased lately. Budgets are too low. About 45% felt that way, that budgets are tight and is declining. And there's certain hope that will increase in the near future. Hiring retention has been a challenge and is worsening for the respondents that respond to these questions. Staff are not sufficiently trained or skilled, and of course, cybersecurity is not prioritized. At least 34% of respondents feel that way. So cybersecurity jobs are declining. That's another factor that was highlighted in the report. Though 57% of organizations say their cybersecurity teams are understaffed, hiring has slightly slowed lately. So about 38% of organizations have no opening positions compared to 35% last year. So about 3 points difference here, but it is slowing down. 46% of organizations have non-entry level cybersecurity positions open compared to the 50% last year. So a little bit of bad news if you are graduating from college or trying to break into the field, having this particular decline in non-entry level jobs is quite concerning. 18% of organizations have entry-level positions open compared to 21% last year. So here we go. That little decline there has a butterfly effect in the field as cybersecurity. So there are two factors determining qualified candidates. 73% of organizations say they value hands-on experience, prior hands-on experience, versus 38%. 38% value credentials they hold. So the perennial question, should I get a certification? Should I get an experience? Well, experience seems to be king right now. Bringing that experience with non-entry level jobs, and companies most likely are poaching employees from other organizations to fill their ranks. 73% of organizations have been surveyed put value in prior hands-on experience. Most common skill gaps that were identified in the survey was 51% of respondents say that soft skill, especially communication, critical thinking, problem solving, is a key skill gap. And that comes with the territory. Usually the more specialized you are, the highly technical individuals that go into their profession, they worry more about that technical skill being developed than your soft skills being developed. And that part of nature. 42% of respondents says cloud computing. And goes again, as I alluded earlier, in this past couple of years, we had the pandemic and that hyper focus in shifting to the cloud because we are going remote. So that comes in as 42%. So soft skills and cloud computing are the most common skill gaps that employers find there today. In terms of cybersecurity professionals leaving their jobs, here are some things that are interesting that the ISACA survey surface. One is 50% recruited by other companies and poor financial incentives being the reason that professionals leave their current job. Either you get poached by another company and offering much better benefits that you are currently having. That is 50% of the organization reported that issue. And 46% says that they left their job because there were limited promotion development opportunities or a high work stress level. So high work stress level, that the way it's phrased there on the report, I would have perhaps not put it that way. I mean, cybersecurity is stressful no matter where you go. And so the grass not necessarily always greener on the other side. It would just have a different set of challenges they will face. But cybersecurity is a stressful job. But perhaps what they're trying to refer there is perhaps is management, perhaps is how the team structure and how they interact with that team. Perhaps that was it. But 46%, and I'll read them verbatim for you, is just high work stress levels. As in terms of budget, there are unfunded wild threat increases. That is the concern. About 51% of organizations and respondents says that budgets are underfunded compared to 47% last year, 2023. And only 37% expected budgets will increase next year. So there are some hope, but only 37% believe that their budget will increase. In terms of cybersecurity attacks, about 38% are experiencing that increase versus 31% from a year ago. Top attack vectors that have been reported, 19% says social engineering, 13% malware, and 11% unpatched system or denial of services. As we see here, only 40% have a high degree of confidence that in their team's ability to detect and respond to cyber threats. So nearly half, 47%, expect a cyber attack in their organization in next year. So they expect to be attacked, which is, absolutely correct. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But the degree of confidence that the staff is prepared to detect and respond, 40%. That is a concern. Combined with hiring difficult, combined with training, combined with everything that we just discussed, that is quite concerning for our industry. So last but not least, cybersecurity needs must be prioritized. 56% of respondents said their board has adequately prioritized organizational cybersecurity. It's 56%, so a little bit more than half prioritized, but there's a more in there that perhaps need to be unfolded that prioritize organizational cybersecurity. What that means? Means the right budget. Apparently not. Budget is being cut. And in what you mean prioritization? Are they prioritizing based on what system, what methodology, what gets fixed first versus second? Which I understand is not a board responsibility, but they do have oversight and governance over the organization. But what I'm alluding here to is the board asking the right questions? Because getting the right information, meaning you need to ask better questions. Are the boards of organizations across the U.S. asking or capable or able to ask very critical questions about cybersecurity and get the right information to ensure that they have a complete oversight of cybersecurity program? Well, we don't know. There's more to unpack on this 56% on this particular finding, but it's something for us to discuss perhaps next time. For now, Thank you for tuning in to the Doctor's Advice, the Cybersecurity Risk Podcast for you. Be sure to subscribe for more expert discussion on the latest cybersecurity strategies and best practice. For now, see you then.